Is this a metal thing?
Yes. Little taste.
David, what is this?
Pretty thick.
Great.
I have to kill a lot of people. Just tell me what you want me to fuck.
I have big tits and a tiny vagina.
Oil me up, Daddy.
I can't believe that Bryce prefers big tits. Mistletoe alert. This is butt country.
This guy was a real jerk.
How long can Hugo being pregnant?
Chomp, 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 chomp.
Oh, I'm just such a dick, David.
Okay, everybody, put on your corpse handling gloves.
Ew.
Hoodie Picasso. Horror.
Hey, it's your boys, Bryce Hanson and David Day.
Hey, I got to tell you, Bryce. I'm very nervous about this episode. Very nervous.
It could be a horrible, horrible failure.
I have so much energy pent up and surrounding this that I yelled at and ostracized my whole family. Leading up to this.
And now you're in the garage.
It's true. It's true. We are for the first time recording separated by great distance.
Because you're...
Cause I'm an island boy, and I've been trying to make. Oh, I'm an island boy.
Yes, I moved.
Bussin'.
I moved. Yeah, I moved to an island. Yeah. Now I'm an island boy.
So, yeah, I mean, we'll talk about this a little more. Let's get through the intro and give a little more context in a minute. But yeah, horror movie talk. We review horror movies. It's just like right there in the title. If you are new to the show, you should go to our website, horrormovietalk.com. There you'll find links to all of our past episodes, all our social media, all the things that we would want you to know about. We start off every show giving a brief synopsis and review for the movie, and then give a score on a scale of 1 to 10. And then we get into spoilers after we give you a fair warning that we're getting into spoilers. So today, after kind of a bumpy couple scheduling blips, we're going to cover new release, Orphan First Kill.
That's right. Boy, you...
Perfect.
You all buckle up for this wonderful treat of a good movie.
Yes. So, we got me, David, and also on the line is Fart Simpson. We'll be doing drops.
Lovely to be back.
Thanks, guys, for having me back.
So for this episode, we'll review Orphan First Kill, and then we've also got some bits, perennial favorite taglines, and we'll be checking our voicemail for horror movie horrors. I have no idea when this is coming out.
Hey, don't take all my voicemail calls. I have that for tomorrow's recording as well.
Okay.
There's a lot of them now. So.
There are. Okay. So again, we streamed Orphan First Kill. You can find it on Paramount Plus, and it made me feel the opposite of being de-aged. Here is the trailer.
What is he doing here?
We found your daughter. She's alive.
Be prepared for changes. We have a child therapist that she'll be working with.
4 years is a long time. What she needs right now is our family.
Esther? Sweetheart, it's Mommy. Welcome home, Esther. We left it just as it was.
It's lovely to be back. I miss my family very much.
Our goal here is helping Esther acclimate back into life within the family unit.
Sorry.
I think something's going on with Esther.
Is there anything you want to tell me about your time away?
How's that possible? 4 years ago, she was still drawing stick figures.
Esther's behavior has been so erratic.
Hello, Mommy. Thank you, Mommy. I know, Mommy.
I did notice some inconsistencies.
What are you getting at?
To me, it felt like a performance.
If you're not Esther, who are you?
You gotta give.
Mommy, I made it for you.
Take a little. And let your poor heart break a little. That's the story of it. The story of it. The story of it. The story of it.
The mother protects her family. No matter what.
That's the story of. That's the glory of love.
My God, that trailer was terrible. Terrible. Still doesn't do the movie justice.
Okay, Fart Simpson, be sure to... okay, you got it.
Oh, I'm here.
So, Orphan First Kill can be found in theaters and streaming on Paramount Plus. It's in a couple theaters now. It's only been out for like a couple weeks, but I can only find it in theaters that are like 20 miles away from me. So, Orphan First Kill is a prequel to 2009's Orphan that starred then 10-year-old Isabel Fuhrman, now a fully grown adult woman. She is reprising her role as Esther, a 30-something-year-old psychopathic proportional dwarf posing as an 8 to 9-year-old girl.
If it sounds goofy and stupid, like just that first sentence was just such a mouthful.
Right. In this film, we're shown how Esther escapes an Estonian mental facility and poses as an American family's lost daughter. As time goes on, the family has more questions about Esther, and Esther has more questions about the family. Hijinks ensue.
Esther?
This is not a good movie, but it's not a bad movie. It's meh. It's the film equivalent of plain oatmeal. It's like, it's filling.
I know, Mommy.
It's hearty. Whatever. You're not going to feel excited about it. The film was directed by William Brent Bell, who directed The Boy and The Boy 2.
Who is that?
Which I guess he's got a thing about.
Yeah, who is this guy?
Little kids in horror movies. It's a specialty. Which is interesting because the through line, from what I understand, I still haven't seen Orphan, but the through line between Orphan and Orphan First Kill makes sense, and it actually fills in some of the gaps that Orphan didn't fill. And the opposite is true of The Boy and The Boy 2, because it's Boy 2 creates a lot of problems, and he's the one, I'm pretty sure he wrote and directed it. So, anyways, so that should set your expectations squarely in the meh cinematic universe. The MCU, that's what I call that. It's trademarked. I do applaud the plotting of the film. It unlocks the puzzle of how to reuse a one-use premise. The premise of a 30-year-old posing as an 8-year-old that's evil is not something that you can do with the same character more than once, you would think. But aha, it doesn't. It reuses that idea in a new premise that's not a complete copy of the first one, I guess. Here's the elephant in the room. Isabella Fuhrman is not 10 years old anymore.
She's not a kid.
No matter the amount of camera angles and the de-aging they use, she still looks like a full-grown woman.
She is a grown woman.
It doesn't detract from the film nearly as much as you would expect, but it is a bizarre choice nonetheless. Would you film a Home Alone prequel with fully grown Macaulay Culkin? Like, would you go through the effort of being like, no, we need Macaulay, and like use Hobbit angles and like post his face over a child actor or something like that? Like, it's a weird amount of effort to put into someone that looks nothing like the first movie, you know. But it's surprising at how little it it detracts. Like they do it well enough to where it's not ridiculous, but it's obvious that she's a woman. It's like that artist, David. Do you remember the artist in that Reddit thread that couldn't draw children? That they all look like adult faces on little kid bodies.
Of course.
The saving grace of the film is the twist around the middle of the film. It does add an interesting dynamic and saves it from being a true rehash. But overall, you get what you expect: a little psychopath that kills a lot of people. If that's your bag, might as well see this one. Score I give it is 5 out of 10.
I'm pretty impressed that you gave this thing a 5 out of 10. I gotta say, your criticism is a lot of what I have about this, which is like, okay, so we're supposed. Okay, so what's my problem is what's the scary element here? Like, what's the thing we're supposed to be scared of? And the movie's like, well, it's a kid and kids are creepy. And then immediately it just throws that out the door. No, it's not a kid. It's a 35-year-old girl who looks like a kid. And you're like, okay, so we have a 35-year-old woman the size of a child. And the movie's like, mm-hmm. And you're like, that's nuts. That's like you've taken and castrated the scariness from the child. It's an adult. And then you've made it the least scary version of a tiny adult. And it's like there's nothing ominous or threatening about this girl other than the fact that she's malicious, I guess. It's like, yeah, but scary people are scary. And it's like, well, I guess, but she's so tiny, I could handle that. It's like, if Chucky wasn't being possessed by a psychopathic serial killer, well, I don't know. I just don't know what I'm supposed to be scared of in this movie. There's nothing scary about it. And as a result, it's just a bunch of bells and whistles and lights. And it just feels so castrated and dumb. It irritated me.
It stinks.
Yeah, it irritated me a lot. I give this one a 3 out of 10 just because I was like, I don't know what they're trying to do or who's going to be scared by this or who even wants this. But weirdly enough, I've seen a decent amount of amateur reviewers, which we are, give this a decent review. So I don't know. Maybe are we so out of touch?
No, it's the children who are wrong.
Right.
I don't know. I think it's uniquely creepy in that it's the small child trope of like, okay, you got like the good son, you got Chucky, you got like these little people that are evil that can do you harm because you're not expecting it, and they got little knives that they can use. But with a full grown adult mind that's intentionally gaslighting you or intentionally conning you. So it has that element. I mean, it's basically child's play. Like that's what it is. It's like it's a doll with the mind of a psychopath.
You're certainly not the little girl I once knew.
They were really counting on the audience not remembering The Good Son.
That's a great movie.
I mean, I found the scariest thing is that I was attracted to the child. This full-grown woman's face. I'm like, oh no, I'm terrified.
Thank you.
So this is an actual thing. There's actually like a TLC show of like this full-grown woman that looks like an 8-year-old. Like this form of dwarfism exists. But still, they do look like a pretty haggard child. So, I mean, from a distance, you could be forgiven to think like, oh, that's a child. But if you get up close, you're like, wow, that child's got a lot of crow's feet, you know. But this is, I mean, it's a thing, which is interesting. I pulled a clip from the show, which was probably one of the most interesting aspects that they could probably make an entire show out of.
My romantic life kind of sucks. I think I've dated like 7 people. I attract creeps. You know, like the typical, like, quote-unquote bad boy picture kind of situation, and idiots. My last relationship had ended specifically because he didn't want to go out, like, to a restaurant with me or just go out and take a walk with me. And those are the kind of things that I look for as red flags.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I think the interesting thing is I'm pretty sure the word they bleeped out was pedophiles, which is an interesting thing to take out. Because it's like, yeah, you have a full-grown woman that looks like an 8-year-old, and you've got, like, you know, pedophiles do exist. And I'm like, finally, the loophole I've been looking for all my life. But imagine being a woman that's the only people attracted to you are like just a horde of pedophiles.
Oh, you know, the other thing about this that's pretty interesting. I don't know if either of you remember this a couple of years ago. Something like this hit, something exactly like this movie, like the plot of this movie minus the weird twist. It was actually reported on like this, like almost verbatim, like this little gal from, I don't know, some Eastern Bloc country, who appeared to be a child, got adopted by some family in like Pennsylvania, and they thought they had a little kid, and she was like, I have to take my medicine or else, you know.
Welcome home, mister.
Yeah, I mean, this story actually happened. I'm not sure if it was the inspiration for the first film or not, but yeah, that story happened, and the lady was crazy. Like,
yeah,
she was like an actual danger to the family. I think the one that I heard, like, they just basically abandoned their house and are like, fuck it. Like, you can just destroy our house. And they just ran away from her. So,
like when you find that one spider that's just way too big and you just light it on fire and walk away.
Right.
Like arachnophobia.
All right, so let's do our mid-roll. If you're listening to commercials, or if you just listen to commercials, you should know that you don't have to. If you go on our Patreon and sign up at the appropriate tier, you'll find this episode and many episodes before it without ads. And you can get access to episodes early just as soon as we finish editing them. And sometimes they'll sit in the wings for weeks, so you'll have more episodes than everyone else. You can be your own have your dragon's den or your dragon's horde of HMT. You can also go to our website at horrormovietalk.com/shop to buy our logo tees or stickers and whatnot. If you want to give us a call and leave us a voicemail, call 682-253-4468. And is there a notification showing up in the audio? Yeah, my Slack. Hi, Ben. So thanks again for listening, and let's get into spoilers.
Thank you, Mommy.
So yeah, it starts out in Estonia, and I was confused because the movie's titled Orphan, and I just assumed that it started in an orphanage, but it didn't. It was an insane
What
asylum
did it start?
or something.
Wasn't an orphanage?
No. It was like some kind of asylum or some kind of hospital.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my apology. It's been over a week since I watched this, so I'm not going to be super fresh on it.
So, we're shown this place, and like the first person we see is this art therapy instructor. That I guess the thing we're supposed to take away is that she taught Esther art, maybe, but we only see her for like a couple minutes before she's murdered.
I like painting.
Yes, but that comes back later in the film because oh man, this is the other thing about it is it's all over the place. You're like, "Whoa, so what? So she likes art and she, I don't know. I guess it's their best attempt to make things relevant and like these are like just I don't know how is this a big budget movie? Like I don't know. But then again, they did the same kind of thing with Malignant, and people fucking loved that movie. And I was like, how do people enjoy this? This is so bad. They break every rule of good filmmaking, and just kind of like throw out this really bland, blasé thing where it's like, well, yeah, but they said earlier in the movie she likes doing art, so now she's doing art, and it's like, who cares? Make it interesting.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like trying to tie in stuff from the first movie and explain it, and for the most part, it works. It's fine. But yeah, this opening is kind of hokey. It's like very like it's pretty over the top because they they make it a point of like saying that Lena is the most dangerous patient before you see her, and then all of a sudden in this mental hospital, I guess, and probably just the fact that it's in Estonia is probably the reason, but they go on like red alert, like lights off, red lights, like woo woo woo, like it looks like you're on a submarine now, and for some reason they've like it's the darkest like mental hospital in the world. It's one of those things where it's like you can tell you're in Mexico in a TV or in a TV show or a movie because it's yellow. It's like I feel like you can tell you're in a Soviet country if everything's like very cold and dirty and like concrete and dark.
Right. What do they call that version of art bar? It's like
brutalism.
Yeah. Not art, but architecture.
Yeah.
So that big, scary, dingy, brutalist vibe.
It's got very, very big spooky house syndrome. Like this, it's the type of like lighting and decoration that only exists in horror movies. That like there's no effort made to make it look livable or inviting to the characters that are supposed to be normal, or have a normal work environment. And one of my texts that I sent you while I was watching this, David, was I think the lighting budget on this film must equal about $200 because they just used whatever source lighting they had in the shot, and like throughout the whole movie, like there's not a well lit. Well, I mean, it's in my opinion not a well lit scene in the whole movie, just because they're trying to maintain this real darkness throughout.
Yeah, and it's just another sign of. I completely agree. There's this thing that poorly made movies do where they get stuck on something, right? They're like
they use the shorthand.
Yeah, and it's like the dark is scary, and it's like, okay, well, but we need to see your movie. Like,
yeah,
Aliens versus Predators Requiem is you can't see any of it. Like, it's not scarier because it's dark. It's unwatchable because it's dark.
I've got a pretty cheap like Chinese LED TV, and the what's it called? The black balance or whatever, or like the dynamic contrast on it is very, very low. And it is not bright at all. So these movies, I can literally see like just smudges of shapes when it's like nighttime scenes. If there's any light from outside whatsoever. So this is one of those that was kind of an issue. So we talked about proportional dwarfism.
Proportional dwarfism.
But there is one janitor in this mental hospital that really likes little girl looking women, apparently, because we're shown Dimitri and he gets her address. And I wrote down as a note, Dimitri equals gullible pedo.
I wonder about how gullible the normal pedo is. You know?
Pretty fucking gullible from what I gather. Yeah, if you see any of those like pedo hunter like YouTube videos, like they are not, well, at least the ones that get caught by these guys, they are not bright. And they're like, "Oh no."
I think I'm going to go out on a limb on this one. First of all, I think it's okay for us to be making bold-faced assertions and assumptions about pedos. And so
it's the one it's the one that's still safe. Like,
right.
Like you can straight up hate. You can straight up hate and like talk evil about pedophiles.
Barely though, because there's a subsection of people who will defend them and be like, they are.
Yeah, there's a movement.
Yeah, they are child attracted or something like that. Is
minor
attracted individuals.
But so going down this line of reasoning here that I am this gullible pedo reasoning, I think it may have to do with the fact that most pedos were molested as kids and that froze them roughly there. You know, a part of them is still at that, 8-year-old age where Uncle Tom, was just a little too forceful or a lot too forceful. And so now they're kind of sexually like stuck in that spot. So I think I've cracked a code and, we all can thank me.
I've heard the one where they say we develop our attraction to the other in that age between 10, some people earlier, to 12 or 13. So then they say that's why you're attracted, because that's when it first gets embedded. But that's bullshit. First off, that one didn't fly with me. But I've heard that one be used with these people that try to defend pedophiles. And the other the thing with the molestation, I think you're more spot on with that. That's
what thing?
The trauma. People that might have gotten molested young, you're imprinting shit in their head.
Yeah.
And we're like sponges during that age. And that could be something. But yeah, we're on a pretty fucked up.
That is beyond fucked up.
Yeah. Mark Normand has a great joke about this. He's like, talks about how like, it's just a bullet dodge for like everyone. Like, no one is in control of like what they're attracted to. It's like when I was a 13-year-old, I was attracted to 13-year-olds. Now I'm an adult and I'm attracted to adults. And when I was 13-year-old, I liked macaroni and cheese. And now I like fettuccine Alfredo, but I still like macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
Whoa, that was so close. It's like, yeah, I mean, all it would take is like just maintaining that attraction. And like, that is, I mean, you're exposed to it like right after you graduate high school and you're 18 and like 18 to 20. And all of a sudden it's like, I still find 16-year-olds really attractive, but that is like the most evil thing you could do, because it's not
okay, freako.
Like I could be married to someone 4 years younger than me now and be like,
yeah,
who cares? Like, 36-year-old, like whatever. But if you're a 20-year-old dating a 16-year-old, like obviously that's a different dynamic. But also
now
like,
you're on a list for life.
When you're talking about like physical attraction, like, yeah, they look pretty close to the people your age at that point,
Are we still talking about proportional dwarfism?
I don't know.
Proportional dwarfism.
So it also goes, and just to play the other side, most of my female friends love them a good old 19-year-old hairless man. Some of the MILFs that I'm friends with that are single, they tell me the stories of how they find these little young twinks at the bars. So listen, that as a 42-year-old woman wanting to fuck a 19-year-old little hairless guy, I don't know, man.
Deformed freak.
I mean, it's the same. It's the exact same impulse as some, 45-year-old dude hitting on some, 20-year-old girl in the bar. Yeah, it's the same thing. Which, I mean, is it great? I don't know. I mean, we're not supposed to judge, so I just can't judge. I just whatever. It's just pedos are bad.
I mean, I have to gauge my reaction now. I have to gauge my reaction now off of my wife of like, oh, that 40-year-old's dating this 25-year-old. How disgusting is that? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
I'm like, but also, I get it. I still get it.
Who the fuck? I mean, listen, when was the last time you conversated with a 20-year-old? With me teaching, I have to fucking interact with them. There is nothing being in my 40s that I have in common with a fucking 20-year-old. That's all. So when I hear these old dudes banging young chicks, I'm like, what the fuck? Are they talking about TikTok?
I can talk about TikTok.
Just throw that puss on my face and we'll talk about TikTok. Holy shit.
All right. I feel like I'm digging my own grave right now. Just to be clear, I do not like little children. I just want to make sure that it's well established that I do not like anyone younger than 18.
Hell yeah.
Or anyone younger than 30 for that matter, because that's
right
where it ends being appropriate.
In our in one of our recent releases of our review of Get Out, you said some pretty racy things in there, and anybody, I'll cut that up, and then I'll cut this up, and we'll have Bryce saying some pretty just insane things. So I'm just saying,
great, more for my arsenal.
Yeah.
Now, I've interacted with some Estonians living in Belgium.
Oh.
She played a terrible Estonian. Not to be a nitpicker, but her Estonian accent was fucking garbage.
Yeah, I mean it was like a Russian accent.
Well, here's the thing. What there aren't Estonians that need work? I mean, come on. Why go through all this, back to Bryce's point, why go to all this effort to make sure this adult woman looks like a little kid when you could just get a little kid from Estonia? Pay them a,
What did you call me?
Or a proportional dwarf.
Proportional dwarfism.
Not in my neighborhood. You go. Keep on walking.
I pulled that one from the Get Out episode because that one was. I feel like that'll be reusable.
Do it again.
Not in my neighborhood. You go. Keep on walking.
Anyways, walking. You can always tell it's an older white guy if they use the H with the W. Yeah. So
welcome home, Esther.
She escapes and then she hatches a scheme to pose as this family's lost daughter, because she's looking through all the milk cartons or whatever, or the online postings of missing children, and she's got a mirror up to her face. She's like, that one, this one, no, this one, no, this one, no. I still keep looking like a full-grown woman. This sucks. And then she lands on Esther, and it's like, close enough. And goes and turns herself in as this missing child. And the family immediately buys it. And there's actually a lot of true crime around this, where this is not a unique story in a con artist posing as the long lost family member that returns, even with specifically with foreign accents. The family's like, well, I guess you lived in Russia for long enough to get a very, very, very strong accent. and you've kind of forgot English, even though you went missing at 8. Welcome back.
You're certainly not the little girl I once knew.
So this part, now going back through this part confuses me pretty tremendously, because the whole I'm going to let you continue walking us through this story to get to that middle twist, because I have so many questions right now, where this whole family of a son and a mom and a dad go, "Welcome back. We thought you were dead or something. Thank you for coming back to us, little girl who we lost a couple of years ago."
Welcome home, mister.
So there's a couple, I can't remember the documentaries that talk about it. There's one called, I think, Imposter, that talks about this. There's like a movie by, wasn't there an Angelina Jolie movie that was about this? They're like, "Hey, this is your yeah." Mr. and Mrs. Smith. So anyways, this actually does happen. So it was believable to me. And then you go through like the regular beats of like, "Oh, you misnamed the parrot," or like, you said this was this parrot, when obviously it's not, because that one was
Not all fucking parrots are macaws.
yeah. And or like, "Oh, you know how to proficiently play piano for some reason." So, if you're a rational person, you're like, "Okay, so my daughter was abducted for a year in like a sex trafficking ring," we're assuming, because she can't talk about the trauma. But at the same time, they got her in piano lessons right away. Like, they're like, "You're going to be a sex slave and you're going to be playing Chopin. So get to it."
She's probably tired from all that piano playing.
A rational person could be like, something's wrong here. But all those things, all those like questions, as like it goes through these beats of like, "Oh, she made a slip up. Oh, she feels stupid because she didn't know that person's name," or whatever. That's all explained at the midpoint, because the twist is that the mother and the son already know that Esther or that Lena is posing as Esther and isn't really Esther, because they killed Esther.
But a mother protects her family no matter what.
To be specific, the son killed Esther on vague accident.
This is America.
And then the mom helped cover it up.
Yeah, so they covered it up and told the father that she just ran away and disappeared. And so they were going along with it because they're like, "Great, I guess no one's going to look for the body now." So it behooved them to continue the lie.
Okay.
But then it was revealed like that they knew, and they're like, "Okay, well, now that we all know where we're coming from, like, now you're our little bitch." The mother and the son are like, "Yeah, what are you going to do? Like, kill us?" And then she kills them. But yeah, that was an interesting twist, and that is the one dynamic that's added to the premise that's not in the original movie, which is like, oh yeah, not only is the little person, I believe is what they preferred to be called, evil, but also the family is evil. So that makes it kind of interesting.
It was a very weird twist. But I will say that when the twist happened midway, at that point I was anemic. I was just like, what? Oh, is there? Oh, there's 45 minutes left, and then the twist, and I was like, "Oh, thank God, there's something interesting happening." And it was kind of delightful. I can't remember the name of this actress, Julia Stiles. When she showed up, I was like, "Oh, the 10 things I hate about you. Where'd you go? I missed you. And then this movie just kind of just threw me into it was just I expected something from Julia Stiles and just got nothing.
Surprise! I'm not your daughter. I'm a mutant grifter.
They did give her some pretty good lines.
Yeah.
But
So let me get this straight. You're a grown-ass woman?
But the real saving grace of the movie is the twist. But it only saves it so much. Like your attention then just drops right back off because it's then it's like bad guy against bad guy, and you're like, who am I rooting for and why do I care? I don't know. Like, did you feel that way at all, Bryce? Where you're just like, what's the point now? Like, who cares who wins?
I mean, I think it was actually very similar to your reaction, which was I was on kind of attention life support by about midway, and then the twist is like, oh, okay, they're trying something. Like now you've got a modicum of my attention. Like whereas you were losing all of it a minute ago.
What was I supposed to do?
Julia Stiles, like, I don't know what it is about her, but she just bothers me. Like she's one of those actors that's like, it just I think maybe what it is like she's the one actress out of everyone that I can think has a punchable face.
You know,
the guy. There's so many actors that you're like, that guy's got a real punchable face. You got like Ansel Elgort. You got like all these people that you're like, God damn, I wish I could just punch that Timothy Chalamet right in the gob. And like, I can't think.
Go fuck yourself.
I can't think of any other actress other than Julia Stiles that I kind of feel that way. Just like I just
Wonderful.
That's really mean, Bryce. That's really that's pretty brutal. You're talking about punching her in the face because she has a punchable face, like the old Step Brothers joke when he's like looking at his face. I don't know what it is about your face, but I just want to put one of these right in your suck hole.
Yeah, I mean, you can't control it. It's like you can't control who you're attracted to. You can't control who you want to punch in the face. Some people just beg it for it.
That fucking Benedict cucumber patch. So I had a theory about this, and we were talking about it about a week ago when we had actually watched this movie. And I would like to propose that the reason you don't like Julia Stiles is that she's a girl who wants nothing to do with you specifically.
Well, no, I don't think so, because that would be all women. And
this one more than all the rest, though. You know, where she's just like extra doesn't care about your life at all, you know?
Right. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like there's something about she's always in a ponytail. I'm like, God damn it. I just want to grab that ponytail and just wail on her face. That stupid punchable face.
You know, who'd have thought that you'd be the one that gets horror movie talk canceled in this way? Punching women, claiming not to like little kids.
Well, yeah. I mean,
you animal.
What can I say? You know, sometimes you can't control over who you want to punch. Again, like the heart wants what it wants.
Yeah.
And the other thing I think might be it is like the low voice. It's like the Elizabeth Holmes, like feels artificially low. You know, I don't know.
I think it's just a register.
Don't do that. Don't go into your head. I need you to be present.
Yeah, she's pretty annoying. Okay, I agree.
Or maybe it's just the enunciation. She enunciates a lot. I'm like, God damn it.
So there's kind of a, let's see here. Okay, we're done with the twist, and you have here digitally de-aged.
They actually went in and digitally de-aged it.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at pictures of what's her name, Furman. What's her first name? Isabel Furman. Like, she is. I mean, she looks like an adult. She's got, a face that has seen age, and they do good enough to like take out all the blemishes and make it like a really small, looking face that's like has no crow's feet or whatever. But also it still looks like a full grown woman. It's not like de-aging to the point where it's not Benjamin Button. It's like just making someone look, taking a couple years off their face or whatever. So,
and they got creepy with it, right? They got creepy. She was like kind of hitting on the dad or some shit, right?
Yeah, like,
wasn't there like some point where like she had to? I'm gonna go upstairs and fuck. What is it?
Well, Julia Stiles says like I'm gonna go up and fuck my husband because she knew that.
That's right, dude. That scene was crazy. Check this really quick. That spot was. Do you remember this scene when she does say that? But listen.
I'm gonna go upstairs and fuck my husband. You're coming?
Yeah, of course I'm coming.
Mommy takes care of everything. And what about Esther?
Nothing would make me happier.
Wonderful. My dress is ruined.
That is beyond fucked up.
That was a dark turn in the movie.
I don't remember that scene, but I love the.
Well, he came. That's what it sounds like.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
What was I supposed to do?
Despicable.
My romantic life kind of sucks. I think I've dated. Thank you, Mommy.
So here's the thing. It captures your attention with the twist, and like it kind of ups the stakes of like, okay, well now let's see where this goes, because it adds an interesting dynamic other than just like a little person that's a psychopath. There's lots of psychopaths in this movie, but
Fuck off.
they go so far into mustache twirling territory. It's like I expected the mom and son to like tie Esther up and put her on train tracks. I thought that's where the movie was going to go. It's like, okay.
Which, I mean, to be fair, it kind of does end up going there, borrowing the whole ending from The Good Son.
It's been a while, but I assume the good son gets away.
No, he dies.
Yeah, no, the good son dies.
She lets go on a bridge, right?
Well, no, Macaulay Culkin is the good son in The Good Son.
No. Oh.
No, he's seen as the good son by the parents because they think he's good. And Elijah Wood is trying to convince them that he's a psychopath. And they're like, no, he's good.
She's a psychopath living in our fucking house.
All I'm saying is that the full final scene of The Good Son was stolen whole cloth by this movie for the final scene of this movie, where you got the two kids hanging over the cliff, and in this case it's the is it the husband and the daughter? It's not the son, because she kills the son, right? So
yep, right here. That's Gunner's death.
So the whole, like, the exact premise of the big reveal on The Good Son is the big reveal in Orphan First Kill.
With the fire?
With the mom holding on to the two people, with the girl. Was it the little girl on the roof holding the mom?
It's been a week, and I don't. It's been a week, and I don't remember the ending, and I don't trust David to remember this correctly.
No, you're right. No, you're right. It's the dad holding the little girl and the mom, right?
That's it. Oh yeah, that's what it is.
And then Esther says,
Alan, I love you.
and then Alan says,
Who the fuck are you?
that is the best fucking line in the movie, man.
Who the fuck are you?
Who is she?
That's the dad. That's Alan. So they're on the fire, and then she says,
Alan, I love you.
and then he immediately responds,
Who the fuck are you? You monster!
And then he says, "Who are you?" And she says,
Champa Champa.
Oh.
That's a good champa champa. Holy fuck.
So yeah, they end it with like, the big ending. Everyone dies except Esther. And it's this David, you were a fireman. Kind of. Like,
yeah, not this kind, but yeah.
She was not in a super hurry to leave a burning building. She was like sitting at like the vanity and like brushing her hair and like wiping off the blood. Meanwhile, like all the walls are on fire and conveniently the stairs aren't as she's walking down them.
Yeah, and she's not like coughing and turning blue and yeah.
Right. There's no smoke ever.
Right. Her hair is perfectly coiffed.
Right.
Not
sweating.
on fire.
Right.
And that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. So anyways, it ends. I think the one thing that's really missing from this movie that would have made it like a 10 out of 10 for me is if they used like the little pat her feet sound effect whenever she was running around. Just like Chucky. It's like,
yeah.
Ooh, good call. Good call. That shit was the scariest watching it as a kid. That's really what stuck with me with Child's Play.
Anyways, that's Orphan First Kill. Should be. Oh wait, I don't want to use that because I think I might have written that down as tagline. Never mind. So, who would you recommend Orphan First Kill to?
Fuck. No,
I would not recommend that. I'm impressed that you gave this a 5. And I do want to. I want to hear what you have to say about that. I'm not like grilling you or anything about it. I'm just interested to hear your take on it.
It was really competent. I mean, I thought it was like interesting, the story, and like there wasn't anything really distracting. I didn't feel strongly either way. I didn't feel strongly that I enjoyed it or that I disliked it, and that's usually where 5s end up. This is one of those where it's like right in the zone of like The Prodigy, of just like very forgettable movies. Actually, this is probably less forgettable than some of the other movies I've given a 5 just because of the premise.
Yeah.
For it to be less than a 5 for me, there has to be something that actually bothers me, that like makes me angry that I watch it. And there's nothing that I'm bothered by in the movie. And I wasn't insulted by it, but I just didn't care about it.
It's impressive how notable The Prodigy is for how forgettable we claim it is. Because on paper, it is the most forgettable movie. But like, I mean, we've reviewed so many 5s, like Fantasy Island and The Turning, and, like...
The Turning was one that got a low score for me because it actually bothered me. But yeah, I think Prodigy was the first 5 because it was like, wow, this is like, do not feel strongly one way or the other. It's like the first that it's like so perfectly mediocre that it's notable.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah, this one did bother me. I would say it did. It really did irk me quite a bit. But anywho, well, yeah, I wouldn't recommend anyone see this unless you have Paramount and are just dying for something to laugh at. I think that's about all this is good for.
Yeah, I thought I did something wrong to you guys. The movie, it was, what was it, Resolution, and then this one? I'm like, what the fuck have I done to you guys?
Nah, this is just the way it is, man. We watch horror movies, the new ones especially, so sometimes you get a good one.
This is insane.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're supposed, I mean, that's like one of the the ideas with Horror Movie Talk as we review new theatrical releases, but this year we've skipped over so many of them. There's like 3 out right now that like we haven't got to. There's Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. There's a new one called The Invitation that I think is in theaters. There's Beast, which I don't agree that's a horror movie, but whatever.
You can't disagree with it. You haven't even seen it.
I've seen the trailer.
Uh-huh. And it's a monster. It's a monster, I mean.
Yeah.
Is he bussing?
It's bussing.
He's bussing. So, anyways, let's move on to taglines.
Here's taglines. I have 4, Bryce.
You do? Oh,
yeah,
good.
With your little cruel little jab at me.
All right. Well,
All
you
right.
looked like you were panicked. There was panic in your eyes. I misinterpreted it.
Yeah, that's just normal everyday background panic.
That was just a shart that we didn't hear on the audio.
I actually have COVID right now, and I'm so tired I could die. So
I have chills.
So it's a good chance that the panic you're seeing is me worrying about me dying from being tired.
Oh, okay. Well,
how many do you
suck
have?
it up? I've got 3. So why don't you go first?
Okay. Orphan, first kill. Who knew parentless children could be so boring? Like, honestly, you'd think an orphan would have some sort of interesting story or something, but criminy, God, it's so boring.
Orphan, first kill. More like Orphan, first kills.
Mine is bad. Mine is as bad or worse than that.
Go fuck yourself.
Who?
Hey, I stand by it.
No, Orphan, first kill. Who exactly was the first kill?
It was Dimitri.
Okay, so it should be Orphan. I don't know. Never mind.
Yeah. Orphan, first kill, and then a lot of others. Okay, you go ahead.
Orphan, first kill. 2 wrongs don't make a well-acclimated child.
Orphan, first kill. 10 things I hate about dwarves. Yeah. Orphan, first kill. Orphan origins.
Okay. And here's the final. Orphan, first kill. I pray for Russia to invade Estonia next.
That's the winner.
All right. So let's move on from that and get into what do we call this? Horror movie horrors? Horror movie. Hold on.
I'm going to have to do some cutting on this.
Don't worry about it. Mommy will take care of it.
Here we go. Horror movie horrors.
If you guys want to give us a call at 682-253-4468, you guys can get on this segment of the show. Let us know what you think about what we say, and let us know about the pedo in your life. So here we go.
Hey, this is in response to Jessica from Nashville. You had left a message about the movie Seven because you were reviewing some older movies. This is Glittercore. By the way, I love your accent. Super cute. But if you're getting desperate, because I know you asked for Bryce and David's recommendations, but, thought you might want a couple more. But if you're getting desperate, you could try a couple of great movies. I think of when I think of kind of dark, hopeless, nihilistic horror / thriller. Who cares what it is? It's just great. Is I really like Palindromes. It's I think 2004, 2005. Pretty intense. The Tin Drum. I believe it was like early 80s. I think it's German. That one's pretty intense. Irreversible. That's French. Early 2000s, I believe. The Heart is Deceitful Above All Things. That's a pretty good one and has Marilyn Manson in it, which I have a weak spot in my heart for that man. Yes, I'm a basic bitch like that. Anyway, Night Watch with Ewan McGregor, late 90s. Fucking love that movie. Copycat with Our Lady Sigourney Weaver is a good one. Weekend, which is like an old French movie, is good. Gosh, there's a lot, but I think that is it. But Palindromes, man, that's a good one. Oh, there's another one with, what is his name? Dang it, I'll think of it and call back. Okay, Jessica, check it out, and if you have any for me, please leave the boys a message, and we'll just have them be our middleman. All right, bye.
Got a lot of...
Thank you, Mommy.
Yeah, got a lot of recommendations from Politicore there. Got Palindrome, I think she said the Tin Drum, and Irreversible. Had The Heart is Deceitful Above All Things. She said has Marilyn Manson in it. That was a pretty decent transcript there, so you probably know most of what she said, but seems like we're being, if I recall, the original question was, I need some good thrillers. So that's the question she's answering there. And then it looks like the next message is a continuation of that. I don't know if you want to play that.
Okay, this is Glittercore again, because every time I listen, I have a gazillion things to say, and then I never call and say anything. So here's kind of a purge of all my juices and thick ropey loads. The Cabin Fever review. I absolutely cannot believe you guys did not fucking mention the best scene ever. I thought Brian was going to mention it because at one point he said, little spoilers, so I'll save it for the back end. But I don't remember, and I listened to the whole review twice, hoping I didn't miss it, but I didn't. The pegging scene where the two kids are doing it and she turns him over and starts fucking him in the ass, and he's like, hell yeah, bitch. That felt amazing. You guys didn't even touch on that. Come on. And then the Listerine poured on the dick because he's like, ooh, that bitch might have something. Is that a thing? Do you guys really do that? I need to know, because if so, then
yeah,
that's yeah, just tell us. We need to talk about this. Okay, bye.
Was she asking us if we've ever been pegged before? Is that what the question was?
No, she was like,
I think Listerine on the schmeckle.
Yeah.
Oh,
she was upset that we never brought up the pegging. Quite frankly, it's just so normal to me that I didn't even register as something that needed to be talked about. You know, I was just like, oh yeah, it's a Tuesday. You know, that's just every night. So, that's why I
bussin'.
Yeah, I was bussing. As for the Listerine on the dick, I will never pour any sort of alcoholic anything on my ween. I just won't do it. It's bad for the skin. It makes it wrinkly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Thanks, Glittercore. Here is our next caller.
Hi, guys. Happy 4-year anniversary. I'm so excited for you guys. You guys have come a long way. You guys are super cool. Centipede 2, have no idea, so many feelings would come out from it. I think maybe it was the baby stepping, but I recommend you watch Centipede 3 because it's even more ridiculous, and I think it's honestly my favorite out of the 3. Just because it's jail, you know how jail goes if you've ever been there. What else? Oh, I just saw that you guys released Prey, and I'm super excited because, I'm sorry, David, I'm not perfect. I have never seen any of the Predator movies whatsoever. I'm a huge Alien fan, so I am a closeted nerd for alien theories and whatnot, but I've never been able to get into the Predator movie series. So now that this came out, I'm definitely going to go watch it before I listen to your show and see how I think it goes. Any recommendation? Do you just watch the Predators in order that they come out? Which ones should I avoid? Let me know. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Yeah, in my opinion, you watch Predator in the order of release, and totally skip AVP. All of both AVPs, no go.
Yeah, I mean, Predator seems like it's not nearly the series that Alien is. Like Alien has been pretty consistent in like kind of blockbuster releases. Even the bad Alien movies have like gotten decent amount of attention and respect. Like, but Predator is basically like Predator 1 and then lots of attempts at reboots.
No, Predator 2 isn't a reboot, and I mean none of them are reboots. It's funny you asked. This week I went back and watched Predators, 2010, I think, with Adrian
Brody,
and had a great time. It's the feral predators in that one too. So, yeah, it's and then the Predator from 2018 is pretty good too. I mean, it's a lot of fun. It is just a fun movie. So I don't know.
Yeah, we reviewed that one.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yes.
Remember we reviewed that one?
I do. Remember?
Okay.
Next message.
Hello, Julia. Hey, guys. Corey from Columbus, Ohio. Love the podcast. I actually turned it off the first time I listened because I started on the mist, and Bryce kept doing his mist puns or play on words. I don't remember what a pun is or play on words. But yeah, after like the fifth one, I was like, I can't do this shit. Turned it off. Came back to it a month later. Now you guys are probably one of my top 2 horror movie podcasts. So yeah, keep up the good work and stay awesome.
It's pun free now.
Yeah, how dare you make fun? I'm so proud of that introduction for The Mist. I went back and listened to it. I'm like, oh yeah. I mean, if you can't appreciate the comic genius,
you gotta love a good pun. Like, come on.
Anyways,
he opened with "Hello, Julia. Good morning, Julia.
Good morning, Julia."
No, we got a YMH fan in the house.
So yeah, I appreciate that you gave us a second chance. Yeah, we're not for everyone.
Yeah, if you want to give us more than that, you can give us a nice review. Tell everybody on iTunes or Apple Podcasts how awesome we are, because that helps us out a lot, and we appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
Well, that was coming in hot.
Yeah, hot.
All right, next caller.
Hey, it's me again. So I realized I've never introduced myself, and now I'm like, that's kind of fucking awkward, you know? So my name is Ruby. Anyway, so I finished watching Prey, and then I came and finished listening to the podcast, and holy shit, it's a really good fucking movie. And so, some things I found out about it is like it's like Prey was like the most watched film premiere in like Disney Plus and Hulu and like of all time, I think. I don't remember if I read it correctly. So I think their marketing worked really well, and so coming it out on the movie theater, but I would have loved to watch it in the movie theater. It's a fucking phenomenal movie, so much that, you know, I'm gonna go watch the first Predator. I'm inspired. I'll let you guys know how it goes, but it was pretty good. David, you were so cute in this episode. You're just like a little like 5-year-old kid, like, oh my god. So yeah, thanks guys. This was fucking cool. I especially love the director since he did direct parts of The Boys and, you know, Cloverfield. So He's really talented. I think he also directed something in Black Mirror, which is a really good fucked up show. Anyways, loved it. I think this is one of my top 5 movies of the year. So, yeah, great. Thanks for reviewing. Bye.
Yeah, we got a couple messages or a couple comments about how I was freaking out on the Prey episode. So I went back and listened to the Prey episode and I was like, oh, I am really, yeah. It's just me going like, it's so awesome. Oh man, it's so cool.
Can I just say though, dude, maybe I'm just used to it. I have a callus because I have a buddy in England. You think that you are a Predator fan, and maybe you did go a little hard with Predator, but listen, your enthusiasm, I think, is well deserved because that's a franchise and those are a run of movies that deserve it. But my buddy, he's got fucking Predator tattoos, Predator socks. Like he tries to match. This dude is next level signed posters.
Yeah, there's like you know how you see a lot of military guys with the Punisher sticker and like the Punisher tattoo. Like there is a very similar but separate lane of individuals for Predator. Like it's weird. Yeah, there's some weirdos and
I think Carl Weathers looked better. Sorry, Arnold, but if you want to go blow for blow, Carl Weathers' body is fucking god damn.
Dang, that's a bold statement. I don't know that anybody.
Dude, you got to go back. He must have worked his fucking ass off for that movie to look like that because Carl Weathers isn't really known for. I mean, maybe he is. He was a bodybuilder, but holy fuck, dude. I don't know. If I had to put him in a line, Arnold, you lose, bud.
Oof. Ouch.
Tell me what you want me to fuck.
Okay.
Okay, let's do like 2 or 3
let's
more.
do the 15. What?
Hmm?
Oh, I was gonna go to August 15th because that's half the month.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay. Here's next caller.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I just got done listening to your Prey movie podcast. This is Missouri Ron calling up from the Midwest. Short, but I heard David talk about how Predator's very easy to drop into other properties, and that's why you see a lot of AVP, AV, whatever, Predator movies. But yeah, did you know that the Predator actually fought Batman in a comic book? Yeah.
I own that comic
book. So, based off of that question, what type of horror movie franchises would you like to see go head-to-head, similar to like Jason versus Freddy? In my personal opinion, I think it's a 3-way, which is more so a sequel. Jason versus Freddy versus Ash. I think that'd be a great one. Y'all should give us what you guys think. Give us a call back at Missouri Ron.
Missouri Ron. I'm in love with Missouri Ron.
Yeah, good accent. I know what mine is right off the top. Orphan fucking bitch versus Chucky.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, he's right. Predator fought Batman in a very fucking terrible comic. That it was like a 2 comic run or something like that. And the cover was drawn by, of all people, Mike Mignola, the creator of Hellboy. And I own it, and it's terrible. It is bad early 90s garbage comic book. But yeah, what was his question about who we want to verse? Just like horror movie people against
horror movie versus movies.
Well, let's see here. I want somebody to kill Mike Myers because he seems unkillable, right?
And yeah, his years in SNL sucked ass.
Yeah, Michael Myers. My apologies. Sorry.
How dare you?
I'm just kidding. Come on. Guys.
So I don't know. I guess Jason versus Michael would be a pretty good, showdown, don't you? That seems like a battle of titans.
A lot of stabbing.
Yeah, I think I'd extend Fart's idea and just go like Orphan versus Chucky versus Macaulay Culkin from The Good Son versus the Prodigy kid versus like every small little evil kid like Damien is that right from The Omen? Anyways,
Yeah.
all the little kids just in a battle royale.
Ooh, boy, you threw Damien in there. All of a sudden, it went from being for sure Chucky, like I was like, oh yeah, Chucky's gonna win this, no problem. To then Damien immediately. It's like, oh,
Okay, we got Critters versus Gremlins versus the Ghoulies.
there you
that's a good
go.
one. Yeah.
Ooh, let me think here. I think if you're looking at,
I think Critters wins that one.
yeah, I think if you're really being honest,
Because they can make a ball.
I think if you're being honest, Critters are just a nightmarish thing to have to deal with compared to Gremlins and Ghoulies.
Right.
Ghoulies are cute, but they'll come in your toilet and bite your tushy.
I think, you know what I want to see is Godzilla versus King Kong.
I think
I'm surprised they haven't even done that.
that's weird.
Oh wait, have they?
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, I've missed that one.
It was like the biggest blockbuster ever last year, I think. It was yeah.
Okay, next caller.
Hey, Robert the Farter. So, in response to David saying that he kind of wanted me to be on the show, it would be an honor to be reviewing movies with you guys. Anyways, I love you guys. Always excited for a new episode to come out. See ya.
Yay!
You better be farting, buddy. If you got that guy on, he better be fucking
come out guns up,
tooting all day.
Yeah.
Now that we have this software, I think that's actually very doable.
It's true. I mean, it was doable before.
Well, yeah, but now it's easier.
We could have, I think we can have up to 12 people on here. Maybe I shouldn't advertise that, but
that sounds horrible. That would be, it's been.
Okay. Now this is the next two. This is big news for Horror Movie Talk. And that's like why we're going to cut it off here, because I don't think anyone can pay attention to any other caller after this special caller that left 2 voicemails. Here we go.
Yeah.
It's your boy Bugsy Siegel checking in from Tampa. I know it's been a while since I've called you whores, but I just wanted to say, man, I really missed you guys. I love you guys. All the viewers probably don't, know what happened, but I really appreciate, helping me in the way that you did. And I'm in such a better place now. And, there's a lot of days I wouldn't have got through if it wasn't for you guys and the stuff that I listened to in your show. And, obviously making my song, putting it at the end was an honor, but it feels so good, it's not closure, but it's more of like, reopening. I'm excited to be back. You'll hear a lot more from me, and I'm excited for things moving forward. Obviously excited for Halloween Ends. Just watched Leprechaun 1 through 4 with my mom, etc. But I'm going to keep it to a minute. I'm going to sum it up. Just wanted to let you guys know I love you, and I'm very happy to be back at HMT. Horror Movie Talk, Bryce and David Doobie Day. Let's go.
I'll play the next one too, just a second.
That's Bugsy coming back. He wasn't around for a little while. Yeah, we had a thing happen, and I'm glad to have him back. What's this next one?
It's your boy Bugsy Siegel, and I'm calling in with my first review in a while, and this is for that Prey movie, and yeah, I know that they're French fur stealers or whatever, fur snatchers. That sounds sexual, but yeah, it's still pretty much white man bad. Yeah, that's what I got out of it. And also on top of this, like, okay, the predator is chasing this chick, chasing her friend or whatever, and she gets snagged in a bear trap. Her ass gets snagged in the bear trap like dude on the South Park episode when he doesn't like his stepdad, doesn't want to get firewood. Anyways, she gets snagged in a damn bear trap, and instead of bleeding out, I mean, back then, if you got diarrhea, it was the end of your life. You were fucking a goner. You were dead. This bitch basically got her leg cut off. She got impaled by a fucking bear trap. No tetanus, no rust, nothing. Then she's put into a fucking cage. She didn't bleed out, no alcohol, no. What did she put on that? But then, like, the worst part is, this bitch didn't have any martial arts training. Okay, she's Indian. She's an Indian. Okay, so I'm guessing, I mean, dude, that's more racist. That's so fucking stereotypical. Every goddamn Indian knows Kung Fu. I thought that was a Japan or Chinese thing. But my point being, this bitch should have been on one leg, on crutches, in the emergency room going into shock. not doing fucking Mortal Kombat moves and somersaults, and basically snapping the goddamn Predator's neck. And also, when she put that fucking... How did she know the Predator was going to fucking levitate back out of that goddamn mud puddle? And she sat that shit perfectly where it's fucking... Oh, man. Fuck that movie. Dude, we've watched 320 movies, and guess what? That movie's at the very bottom of our list. Anyways, much love, HMT, Bryce and David Doobie Day. It's your boy Bugsy. I'm happy to be back. I'm bringing the energy. Let's go.
I like the contrast.
Freak.
I like the contrast between the call 1 and call 2. Just like, you know, Bugsy coming back and being like, I don't know if I want to say contrite, but like humbled. Just like, you know, it's been a long time. We had a rough relationship. The second call, he's like 100% Bugsy in the second call.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, I can't remember when it happened. It seemed like about 8 months ago, maybe or so. Yeah. There's a little falling out. I accidentally, I think I said the wrong thing at the wrong time, and I think I hurt his feelings, and I didn't mean to, but I'm glad he's back. I think it was just I thought it was a misunderstanding. And it sounds like it might have been. So I'm happy to have Bugsy calling back into the show and sending us 35 messages on Instagram per day.
Is he bussing?
He's bussing.
Yeah, Bugsy, we're happy to have him back. I feel there was something missing. There was a Bugsy shaped hole in the heart of Horror Movie Talk
in our Instagram inbox.
Yeah. I think I mean, from what it sounds like he was kind of in a bad place, which kind of makes sense because like it was very much like him removing himself from us, not the other way around.
Yeah.
But we love Bugsy, and we're glad you're back, and strong opinions about Prey. Like that's the first like one where it's just truly thinks that Prey was trash.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the first I've heard that. And it's a strong take.
Mm-hmm. Well, what are you going to do? This is what happens when we record in the afternoon to evening. I'm just like, I can't think anymore. So yeah. I'm out of thoughts.
I mean, yeah, she did place the helmet quite perfectly. You know, that is, but that's fucking movie. That's Hollywood shit, right? They gotta end it at some point.
Yeah, he's like, she didn't get tetanus, and it's like, well, it takes weeks for that to set in, you know.
Oh yeah,
lockjaw after a couple weeks.
So yeah,
maybe in the sequel.
That's our episode for Orphan First Kill. But look forward to the new reality of Horror Movie Talk, where we got
Cause I'm an island boy and I've been trying to make. Oh, I'm an island boy.
And I'm still here in the trash heap of the Portland metro area.
Does it feel that way now?
Well, it feels that way without you, David. It feels like all the joy has left Vancouver. No, it's fine. It is what it is. I'm not going to Portland anytime soon, though.
Well, you're gonna have to come up and visit up here. We figured out that Costco delivers, so we're never leaving the island ever.
Nice.
Was that the only reason?
Yeah, pretty much. That's the only reason to leave. And today we just put in a big fucking Costco order. That shit's coming in a day. Got it.
30 packs of Gushers, gallon of mayo.
Yeah, we spent $700 on Gushers.
Dude, now you're talking my language.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thanks everyone for tuning in. Please share the podcast with a friend. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Until next time.
Thank you, Mommy.
And check out Fart Simpson on Instagram at Fart Simpson Prank Calls.
Yep.
That's private.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.